we tested Matt and Simon's manliness by introducing them to professional hard nut Nookie from Bad Lads Army.
Right, you know why I've been brought in, OK? Boost your confidence and get you to do the things that you need to do. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Louder.
Yes, sir!
Go!
8, 9, 10.
Ah! What do you shake for?
Your hat knocked my head.
No, it wasn't my voice.
No.
Look at each other, war face. Now that I like.
Next, we explored their intimacy issues by locking them in a cupboard for an hour.
We took our 2 problem peers and we locked them in a cupboard together. So do you think that's a good exercise to do?
I don't think it's a good exercise. I don't think you should ever lock anybody anywhere, especially in cupboards.
It was more a sort of scientific or socially scientific experiment.
Oh my goodness me, but it's very confined space, so it's claustrophobic. These are people who don't like spatial intrusions anyway.
Yeah.
So was there any scientific basis to this hypothesis of yours?
Moving on.
Having helped Matt and Simon conquer their hang-ups, it's time to set them their biggest challenge yet. So I'm planning a campaign to find 18 other potential peers to join us as we go for a mass wee on the side of a hill.
Drumming up public support is an important part of any mission show, and preferably it's got to be as demonstrative as possible, as Dawn's showing you here. She's mad, she is. Before long, we'd recruited a whole group of men, some who could wee and some who couldn't, and then we hired a bus. Every decent mission show needs a bus. For example, Dawn Gets Naked's epic exploration of flesh-bearing reached a stunning conclusion as Miss Porter organised a flash mob, inviting loads of women to join her stripping off on a customised open-top bus and driving around London celebrating the female form by jiggling their boobs around, although in itself that's not much of a narrative, so Dawn injected a bit of lame tension first.
Loads of people had said they'd be there, but how many would actually turn up?
Oh, well, thank God for that. It turns out loads of women do turn up.
I say loads, actually there's not that many of them, and the ones that are there are a bit weird and off-putting. But never mind, you can turn it into an inspirational climax by lobbing in some feel-good sound bites.
I'm a real woman, you know, I don't look too bad. You know, I've had several children and I don't look too bad, but I don't look like what you see in that magazine.
I don't know, have you seen Readers' Wives?
This is great, isn't it? Fantastic! Come on!
Yeah.
Next, Dawn underlines the importance of her totally shit mission by turning up at the headquarters of magazine publishers Condé Nast, who publish lots of female beauty mags Dawn believes make women feel inadequate. So she tries to make them look like hypocrites because they'd rather stay in their offices doing their f***ing jobs than strip off on her televised Care in the Community exhibitionist shit show bus.
Thanks so much for coming round, but sorry.
But you're not going to get anyone on my path?
No, sorry.
Yeah, you sellouts. Having won the moral victory in their own minds, Dawn and her band of tragedy hits perform a victory lap round London, revelling in their squalid non-achievement.
Well, anyway, let's hope our bus trip strikes a similarly powerful chord.
It's time to get on the road and get Britain pissing.
Are you ready to piss, guys?
Yeah!
Excellent, let's go piss.
Inspired both by Dawn's rousing drive through London and the WI brothel show's gaudy intrusion into the heart of Middle England, we drove our bus full of men, who we'd been encouraging to drink lots of water, into the small Hampshire village of Odium to try and recruit some more followers.
Sadly, at the local pub, my pleas for fellow piddlers fell on deaf ears.
Would you be interested in joining our group session?
We would, but we're actually working.
So people in the pub weren't biting. Time to step our campaign up a gear. This celebratory slogan is sure to help our quest, and I'm proud to put my face to it.
Actually, at this point, Connie didn't want her face appearing on the bus unless mine also appeared alongside it. What a prima donna.
Time to get this show on the road.
Men of Odium, don't be shy. We call on you to help us with our social experiment.
Sadly, the famous English reserve trumped my spirited loud hailing, and most of the passers-by simply stared at us as though we were wasting our time. There was nothing for it but to head to our final destination, the hill. As we approached, Simon seemed nervous.
Now, you may have noticed that our campaign's a little underwhelming at the moment, really. What our finale needs is more of an uplift, so let's take a look and see how professional turd polishers do it. As we mentioned earlier, Trini and Susanna's quest to celebrate the great British body culminated in a mass display of public nudity on a hillside. It's not really a celebration, of course, just a faintly sleazy attempt to try and snare a few extra million rubbernecking viewers. Obviously, watching several hundred Brits flabbing their way around a hillock is one of the most depressing sights this side of Guernica. It's like Saving Private Ryan crossed with a butcher's shop window, really. Anyway, it had to feel cathartic and inspiring, otherwise there was no justification for the whole exercise and no end to the journey. So the programme makers had to pull out all the stops. They injected emotion into grisly proceedings by concentrating on the human emotions.
I feel like I can go on and get on with my life.
Grabbing positive sound bites, focusing on the achievement.
I actually feel as if I've done something important.
Lots of cheering, laughing, and layering a load of stirring music all over the top.
That was quite amazing.
Music's key in this sort of thing because with the right soundtrack you can inject an air of unearned triumphalism into almost anything, even this. And that's the sort of thing we need. Our finale actually consisted of a rather grotty sequence in which 18 blokes had a piss in front of Connie Huck. It was cold, it was overcast, it started raining heavily. It was one of the most depressing days of my life. But we've got to somehow massage that until it seems like a feel-good triumph. Fingers crossed.
Our journey is at an end. On a remote hillside in Hampshire, Matt, Simon and our other brave volunteers are preparing to celebrate the Great British We. After much anticipation, it's time for our boys to cast off those social anxieties and go with the flow. There's no turning back now.
Wait, are you ready to pee, guys? Yes! Okay, guys. 3, 2, 1, pee!
I was going to get that out. Oh, by God, I did!
Yeah! Everyone in here, cheer for Sam!
So was this the first time you've ever managed it in a group scenario?
In a big group scenario.
Oh, that deserves a cheer!
I won't be reverting to the cubicles anymore.
And I think what we've done today is we've really celebrated absolutely nothing. We haven't just pissed on the hill. In a very real sense, we've pissed on the viewer's face, directly in their eyes, because that's what all these shows do, and that's what we've done. I really feel like we have been on a journey, and to finally be at the end of it is just incredible. It's the best feeling in the world.
Tonight's drama is Hancock and Joan, coming up in just a few moments, or to see Paul Weller and Adele performing together in BBC Radio 6 Music's first ever Hub Combo session, recorded live at the legendary BBC Maida Vale studios. Press the red button now.